Hello everybody, and welcome. Today we are doing a Cuphead challenge run. So what this means is I can only use the Peashooter. There is no charms, no supers, nothing else. I can only use the Peashooter, and that's it. It could be harder, but hey, right? First boss of the day is, Ball. This obviously isn't that bad for the first level, because this is actually typical to only have the Peashooter, but yeah. There's not really any problems with this phase, or this boss in general, but I kinda have to do everybody on the base game, so yeah. This phase isn't too bad. All you have to do is just kind of like focus on everything and make sure that you just don't get squished. And yeah, besides that, you should be a-okay. Just keep on shooting and keep on dodging, and that's kind of the premise of the game. And you'll be in phase 3, where all you have to do is just run around and have the tombstone or whatever you want to call it hit the ground and just, yeah, run around. And if you just continue after a while of this, and, you know, you don't get hit, you know, like me, you should be a-okay. And just like that, this is going to be finishing it up. Just a couple more hits, and you will be done. Here we go. And with that, our next stop is Hildeberg. The visuals look a little bit glitchy. I have no idea why that happened, but it will get better, I promise. Hopefully it will. I tried a new thing of recording, and Hildeberg looks like it's taken the biggest hit out of everything, so this is unfortunate. But this boss is okay in terms of difficulty, because this is a plain level, and since we can't really go and change too far, we are okay. Also, I forgot to mention, but at the beginning, we're also not allowed super arts or EX moves, just to make it a little bit harder on ourselves. Go into phase 3, and the only big problem is trying to avoid the UFOs, because sometimes I forget which one's which, but besides that, it should be a-okay. Just dodge the stars as well, and you should be okay. It's not too bad, as long as you got the hang of things. And with that, Hildeberg goes down. Next on our list is one of the easier ones, the Root Pack. This is a very standard boss. It's really not really difficult. So we're just going to be able to cruise right through this. Now, if you're wondering why I might be going quiet, it's because I'm actually recording the voiceover afterwards. So everything that you see right here is actually on stream, which you can check out if you really want to see live on my YouTube channel. But yeah, I am editing this afterwards, which is kind of different. I don't really do this type of thing, but hey. But yeah, this is very easy, because obviously this is usually where everybody starts their Cuphead adventures, but yeah, we're just gonna be cruising through the first aisle, and yeah, my voice shall return to you once we're done. And with that, the carrot goes down. Next on our list is Ribby and Croaks. This boss actually isn't that bad, but the only problem that I would be able to face is the mosquitoes. But even then, it doesn't really do too much of a problem. We don't really get to our first roadblock of the challenge until Aisle 2, but this is still a beginning to realize that aiming is going to be much more of a problem. And I didn't really notice it then, but I will soon realize how important aiming is in this run. Once these two turn into a machine, I simply just hope that it doesn't have the one that I really do not like. And with a little bit of luck and some time, you will start to see something amazing happen. Besides that hit. One slot machine later, and Ribby and Croaks go down. Next on the chopping block is Cagney Carnation. Plant Boy doesn't really have that much of a problem. The only problem that we would be facing is his minions, because his minions will spawn just a lot and everywhere, and without a roundabout or chaser or something like that, they can be hard to see. But this is not the biggest problem of the run. I didn't even realize I reset there, but that's okay. This is the attempt right here. But yeah, Plant Boy doesn't really have that much of a problem. It's more of his minions that cause a bigger problem to deal with. He finally gets into his final phase, and it's not too much of a problem. Just jump around, and hopefully with enough bullets you can just survive. Just don't stand on the platforms and you should be okay. And a couple more hits and this angry plant goes down. We say hi to King Dice, and after that, we go and begin Aisle 2. With, of course, Varnus von Bonbon? Did I say that right? Hopefully I did. Anyways, it first came out with the waffle, which was actually, I kind of really wanted it. I don't particularly like not the pumpkin, what's it called? The cupcake, yeah, there we go. But yeah. Waffle goes down, easy peasy. And then the next one is obviously the gumball, as you can see. Gumball is another one, pretty easy to dodge. Did I even move? Hold up. I don't know if I moved. Oh, I didn't even move for this entire phase. That's cool. Anyways, and then next we got the Cupcake, which, no, I do not like him. Mainly because, like, his attacks are just like, come on. Anyways, still not too much of a problem. I think we might have died to her like once or twice, but it's only because of RNG, I suppose. We got the candy corn and those little candies for being difficult. Besides that, she throws her head and we just go and we kind of just dodge around, and whatever damage we get, we get. But it's just a game of trial and error. And finally, after a while of dodging, the Candy Princess goes down. Next on the list is the Genie. I don't really know what to say about the Genie. It's just a lot of dodging. I don't know, but I cannot use the bombs because that would be against the Peashooter rules. So I just didn't want to use bombs for airplane levels just to make it more, I guess, true to my word. But anyways, I really didn't need that parry, but simple as that. So he goes into a second phase, which is obviously interesting, and you just hit the faces. I actually didn't know that if you see two of his faces, like if you hit both of those, you would be doing more damage. I didn't know that. So next time you play, make sure you go and check out that little secret. This phase is actually really easy. All we have to do is just stay in the back, and nothing will be able to hit us. As long as we just take care of the minions, that flying saucer, or Saturn, or whatever you want to call it, cannot hit us if we're just at the back of the stage. So you can just stay here and just deal with the minions, and it'll just take time, but it's boom. See? Easy as that. You don't have to make it harder than it already is. This phase is obviously kind of annoying, but I mean, what can you do? You just have to win. We dodge in this phase. No, we don't. Anyways, this phase goes down relatively soon. And with that, the Genie goes down. This is actually where the first roadblock of the run starts. The clown. Surprisingly, this clown gave me so much trouble. I'm pretty sure if I checked the entire recording, it was about 2 hours that I was stuck on this clown. So I'm not showing you all the failed attempts. If you want to see all of that, make sure you go and check out the live so you can see it live and you can tell, wow, I'm actually not good at games. But the most problem I've had was in the second phase, because all these dogs come out of these places and I could not tell where they would come from. So I was constantly getting hit by these dogs, and I wouldn't have enough for the final phase, because the final phase, in my opinion, is the hardest with Bebby the Clown. So yeah, it spent so long on this boss, mainly because of these stupid dogs. Yeah, see, I just got hit there, and I was so tempted to restart. If I got hit in that phase, I would just restart because of, like, how mad I would get. But for the rest of it, it's actually not that bad. All I had to do was just dodge around and just kind of like stall for time. and hope that he got into the third phase as soon as possible, because if I just continued, it would just cause more chaos. So I was just so happy once Peppy the Clown finally got down. As one sad clown goes down, now we got the final phase, which I think is probably the harder section of this boss fight. Mainly because of the penguins that you're going to be seeing here in a second, but I figured out a strategy so that they are less likely to hit. I don't know if I do it here. I do. So if you go down, the baseballs will not hit you. Like they track. So if you go down and up, it kind of gets confused. And if they already threw their baseball, I mean, they'll just redirect. See? Just like that. And Peppy the Clown finally goes down. Next on the list is you. I forgot your name. You are the eagle. Not too much of a problem. It's just more or less a lot of dodging. And it is another plane level, so it is one of the easier levels in my opinion. I still did have quite a lot of failed attempts, but mainly because I'm just not good at this game. But anyways, I obviously am doing quite well with this attempt. I actually was doing pretty well with this phase, mainly because I realized that all you have to do is just every time there's 2, then you can go up 1, and then you just follow that process. See, 1, 2, then you go up. 1, 2, go up. Simple as that, and then you just repeat it until you win. For this phase, at least. What I mainly struggle with is this phase in particular, mainly because trying to go in and out was always a struggle for me, so I would never get a good time to go in or out, so yeah. Just a lot of dodging, and soon enough you'll be able to finish this phase. It's just going in and out and just hopefully getting enough damage to finish off this phase. And the final phase, I actually got extremely lucky, because I thought I was going to be cornered, and I'm surprisingly didn't. But as you can see, just all of the projectiles come at me, and I'm just surprised to be alive here. Because I chose just the worst spot, see? And I thought this trash was going to be it, and boom. Right as I was about to die right there, I got saved. Anyways, onto a hard battle. This is really hard because it's the dragon. We all know how this is probably where most people end their normal Cuphead journey. But yeah, he wasn't the worst in the entire run, but he still took a lot of time to be able to do. First phase isn't too bad because he is just constantly, I guess he was chilling, right? But yeah. Second phase comes around and it is a little bit harder in my opinion. Mainly because we need to aim. And also we have to aim and hopefully damage the dragon while these fire things are attacking us. It's not too bad if you just focus on the things at the bottom, which I was doing. I wasn't really focusing on damaging the dragon. I was just I need to get lower so I can attack him, or I need to aim or lock in and go down. But I was just mainly focusing on the fire thing. Because once you stop focusing on that, it becomes even more hectic. So in this final phase, my strategy was I would do damage like that, and then I would stop so I wouldn't hit the fireballs, even though eventually I do hit some of them, unfortunately. But I was trying my best to not do that because it would just make it harder. But yeah, a lot of patience with this boss. This boss fight is doing a lot of running back and forth and hopefully not getting hit, but with enough patience and quite a lot of time, the dragon goes down.
Oh. All right. Talk about a good time. Jeez. You know, I think for just getting that boss, I think I should, think somebody should subscribe. Grim Matchstick, you're in the bag. My heart's pumping so fast that I can barely breathe. But that's alright.
Anyways, on to the next boss. We got Rumor Honeybottoms. This isn't too bad of a fight, it is just a problem of aiming. But besides that, you'll just have to see. Personally, I absolutely do not like when she goes down the middle, mainly because I don't know what to do for all the platforms, so yeah, it just becomes a platforming mess. So that's why if I lose health, like right there, I'm just like, I don't know where to go. Besides that though, it's okay. Finally onto phase 3. She really wants to become a plane, so all we have to do is aim down, which is the biggest problem, but yeah, we just have to aim down and hopefully avoid the random punches that she brings out randomly in this phase. Those things that are flying. But anyways, avoiding the chaos and the mess, we are able to do it. And with that, another one goes down. The next boss on our chopping block is Captain Brinybeard. Again, not too much of a problem, but it's just remembering the small things. Definitely wasn't a big problem when we were doing this live, which you can check that out when I stream almost every single day. So check that out live, and yeah, yep. We don't really need to deal with the minions because they're not really too much of a threat. It's more or less a matter of being able to do damage to the boss itself, because he is placed in just a weird way, so I have to make sure I'm aiming to hit him. But besides that, it's it's fine. It's not really hard, it's just trying to be able to hit the boss and do damage. That's why it's taking forever. A lot of dodging, and a lot of time later, the boat goes down. Next up is Sally stage play. This isn't too hard of a fight, it's just kind of dealing with all the small things, but once we just adapt and just persevere, I guess we can just do it. She wasn't that bad of a fight. She just, like I said, it's just the small details and the things she throws, but besides that, it is fine. I don't really like this next phase, mainly because there's so many projectiles that's going to be on screen at once. Because you're gonna have these bottles that are thrown at you, there's the rats that are on the ground, and they'll come down, like whenever they are over you, and it's just hard to keep track of everything. And then you got Sally stage play herself, who's just running around like a mad person. See, I only took damage there because there was just so much. I mean, I didn't know if I could escape that or not. Anyways, this phase I also do not really particularly like. The idea is really cool, but the attack that I actually dislike the most is the lightning. Speaking of, but the lightning is just like so random, and like I forget that you can jump through the string that it's held on, but it's whatever. Final phase comes around and it's actually not that bad. All we have to do is just keep on avoiding. It's just a game of dodge the umbrella and hopefully we don't get hit by a flower. So that's all we really do. And yeah, easy as that. Sally stage play goes down. A much harder boss though is Dr. Cal's robot. Like anybody playing Cuphead, everybody knows that this is probably one of the hardest bosses in the game. Usually I typically go bombs, but since I'm doing Peashooter only, I can't. But yeah, it is definitely, it takes us about 30 to 40 minutes to complete this boss. And definitely a lot of retries. Second phase comes around and nothing really changes from the normal strategy. Just go around and hit them when you can. And collide the two bombs together if you can, because you don't really want to deal with all that. Normally I'd be using my super art here, but the lag spikes and everything, and the challenge run prevents me from doing it. Anyways, the final phase is probably the hardest because it is really hard to tell what's going on. I just can't focus on it all, so it's just a game of try to stay alive. And I'm not even focusing on Dr. Cal. I'm only really looking at Cuphead and the little pellets that are coming my way, and just praying that it all hits Dr. Cal. I would have loved to try to speed this process up with like a super art or something, but unfortunately we are not allowed to use EX or super arts in this challenge, so we take the long way. Like, come on, it's really hard to see, like, this is just a lot. Plenty of dodging later, and Dr. Cal finally goes out. A boss that I actually forgot about was the Cat and Mouse. I forgot their name as well. That's how you know I'm a Cuphead professional. But yeah, I forgot about this boss, and I kind of felt bad, so I went back and did it. Not too much of a problem, to be honest. This boss is an easier boss, but still, just kind of dodge around and yeah. Second phase is a little bit harder because the caps go in and out, and I find that to be challenging because I'm just like, oh, I kind of forget sometimes, so that's why sometimes I'll take damage from the caps, but besides that, it's A-okay. And yeah, just enough hits, kind of simplistic, is boom, now we're at the cat, final phase. We just shoot at the cat. Commentary, right? We say stuff here or something. So yeah, this is just kind of self-explanatory. You hit the cat when you can. It's not really too difficult. They'll summon that, but I actually don't really worry about that. I just parry it, and I don't really pay attention. I was so lucky that I didn't hit that piece of wood, but with that though, the cat goes down and leads us into Calamaria, which is not as bad as I first thought it was, because I was originally going to use the bombs, because I think I usually use the bombs for this boss fight, but yeah, I didn't really find too much of a change. It wasn't like crazy difficult this time around, which I found surprising. Here's where the eels come around, and this is where I thought it was going to be a lot harder. But obviously we spammed during that, and the eels, my strategy was just destroy as many as possible and hope that I can just keep on avoiding them, and then whenever they all went down, I'd try to get a couple of shots to the head. I don't know if this is like the best strategy to deal with this, but I just really didn't want them to keep on spamming, and so I would be able to have more HP in the final phase. Because I think the final phase is where I mess up the most, so that's why I'm trying to get rid of them as much as possible now. Finally, she turns into stone, and we deal with the final phase. I have 1 HP, so this is a little bit spooky on my part, but I persevere. What can I say? I really do not like being frozen in that section, because it's just tight corners, and I'm like, I don't want to get hit, obviously. But with enough shooting and perseverance, I suppose, Calamaria goes down. Next up is Phantom Express. Once you are able to beat the first phase, I think it's a lot more easier to approach. As long as you just learn it one phase at a time, I think it's pretty possible to just learn it all. But yeah. Wow, looking at this back, I didn't know I was going to... I am surprised that I didn't take any damage. Congratulations me. I think that this gets like a subscribe or something, I don't know. Anyways, the second phase usually isn't that bad. I like to like stick on the weird side. Like, I like to just like stay in the middle. See what I mean? Like, you can just dodge everything from right here. Simple as that. You don't even have to hit the cart. Just stay stationary and you'll be fine. It is longer, but I mean, better safe than sorry, I suppose. And finally, Skeleton Man goes down. Oh, there we go. Next up is whatever these things are. Are they like... I don't know. I still don't know. Maybe they're like wires or something, or plugs. I couldn't tell you. Anyways, this is kind of the same. I just kind of have to hope that the ghosts do not like parry me off, which is my only concern. That's why I keep on like going to the side and everything, just so I don't get hit by the ghosts. Or have the ghosts move me, and I can just stay at it like a good distance from here. It takes extra time, but I suppose it's better safe than sorry. Finally, we make it to the final phase of this fight, which I think might cause the most problems, but I've actually learned like a new type of like strategy, and like I actually understand how things work. The only thing I would struggle with was the bone wheel, but after I could actually see it, because I used to play Cuphead on the Nintendo Switch and I couldn't see it well. Anyways, now I can actually see it, and you just jump over it, and yeah, most of the time those fire doesn't actually hit you. So just avoid the best you can and hit around and just kind of hope that you hit it and hit the heart, and yeah. That, the Phantom Express goes down. Finally, we enter Inkwell Hell, and we're going against King Dice. I didn't actually have like that much of a plan for this run, besides just go and do it. Anyway, we actually got Chip's Bed again. I think that's what this boss name is. Anyways, I didn't know that you could actually only damage it when you hit the head, so I guess that's good to know. But anyways, it's not that bad. We just deal with the little problems. All the mini-bosses are actually not that bad. The only problem I really have is, I think number 5, the poker girl or whatever. Her and King Dice are like the only true problems in this boss fight, to me at least. Anyways, this one goes down. next is the horse skeleton man. Yeah, this isn't too bad. It's another plain level, so we can just kind of breeze through it. I did make a little error right there, but besides that, oh, I actually got hit twice. I guess I'm actually pretty bad at this game. But yeah, I didn't mean to take that much damage with this boss fight. I thought it was going to be a little bit easier, but I mean, hey, what can you do? But it's still very simple, and like, yeah, it's, see, already gone. Already on to the next boss. And obviously, you know I had to choose my favorite 8-ball, because, come on now, it's 8-ball. He's the easiest one. Out of all of King Dice, all of the game, you just stand there, and you avoid that one attack. There you go. And boom. It's not too much of a problem. I know, very thrilling. Commentary goes here. You can see that he's an 8-ball, and you can see that he is definitely cool. Anyways, easy enough, and 8-ball finally goes down. Finally on to King Dice himself. He isn't that bad, just parrying. I only focus on parrying, and I just know that the Peashooter or whatever will just attack him, so I'm just focusing on the parries, and with enough focus and determination, I guess you'll have to see the results. I guess I'd just roll some snake eyes because I won. With King Dice finally defeated, now we are left with one of the hardest bosses in this entire run, surprisingly. The Devil. Now, the Devil has a lot of small little minions and things on screen, so first of all, I couldn't really focus as much as I wanted to, but the minions really didn't help. I spent about 2 or 3 hours on this boss. I could be wrong, so let me know in the comments or whatever, but if you were there, you would know how much I have retried this boss, just because of either like getting hit in the first phase or having like a minion hit me. Yeah, I may or may not have had an overreaction here and there, but that is okay. But we just do just enough damage to get him in the final mode or whatever, and he finally goes into the next phase. This phase actually isn't too bad. There's not too many, things that are on screen. The only real problem is the, things that are falling. The poker chips, I think, and the axe, because sometimes I'll forget where the axe is going to be. But besides that, it is pretty fine, because, like I said, there's, no minions, so, yeah. But once he turns into a crybaby, this is when we actually start to have a real problem, because minions start to come back. So we got these pink guys on the side, and, well, they're just a distraction. And then you got the ones up top that have just randomly come down, so that also doesn't help too much, because, there's just so much going on, and I can barely focus enough as it is. So yeah, this is really difficult. Also, I didn't know that if you are shooting at the the stone, it'll actually just absorb your bullets. I didn't know that until like near the end of this fight. But anyways, just keep on going back and forth and hopefully not getting hit by the minions. And the devil turns into a crybaby. Right about here, I thought I was going to lose, but I clutched up because, you know, I'm the master at this. And yeah, that's gonna be the end of the run. Thank you all so much for watching. If you like this edited type of content, make sure you subscribe and like it, whatever. Make sure you check out more content. I do this almost every single day. Not the editing part, the live streams. So if you want to see me live, I am live almost every single day. So definitely make sure you go and check me out in the near future. But yeah. Hopefully I did good. This took so long for me to edit, actually. I've spent about 13 hours here, and I still had a live stream as my break. Yeah, I've been doing this for way too long. I know other people do it much longer, but my attention span's already pretty low, so yeah. Thank you all again. Hopefully this works and everything is a-okay, but yeah. Thank you all again, and I'll see all of you in the next one.